I think I've got some explaining to do. Hello there everyone, it is TIJ. Welcome to episode 12 of our Football Manager 2018 Let's Play with Arsenal and the final episode in our first season of a new era at the Emirates. So just a little bit of an explanation before we continue. Basically, there hasn't been any videos in this series for about a week now. I think the last one was a week last Friday, but this one's out on a Sunday, and I bet you guys are thinking, what on earth's going on here? But if you watch my video update video the day after that video, it did say that my internet had gone crazily mad, and the fact that it had gone down, and all that sort of stuff. And my internet was back up by about Wednesday, so obviously between Saturday and Wednesday, you'd miss your Monday episode and your Wednesday episode. And then to be quite honest, the Friday episode just got lost. So this is going to be recorded now. I'm going to put this out on Sunday for you guys. And then Monday, which will be Monday the 24th, so tomorrow for you guys, or today, or whenever you're watching this, or maybe 2 years in the past. I doubt it, though. If you are watching this in 2020, leave it down in the comments. But, yeah. This is going to go out on the Saturday, and then we're going to start the new season on Monday. I said Saturday, didn't I? No, I meant Sunday. Right, let's get into gear now after all that nonsense. Today, if we win both of these two games, the first one against Crystal Palace, the second one against Chelsea, if we win both of these games, we are guaranteed to get Champions League qualification. If we lose both of them, we could finish as low as 8th in the league, but we're going to be somewhere meandering between 4th and 8th. But I reckon we've got what it takes to do this to get into 4th place. Now let's remind ourselves what happened last time. I don't really want to, but there we go. We got knocked out of the Europa League in the semi-final against Bayern Leverkusen after a 4-6 aggregate loss. Liverpool also got knocked out, so that therefore sets up a final between Chelsea and Bayern Leverkusen. So hopefully they're focused on that rather than anything else. But in terms of the league, that's what we've got to focus on now. We got to the semi-final, which I'm absolutely gutted about, in terms that we didn't get to the final and win it. But nonetheless, we can still get to the Champions League through the Premier League, which isn't the worst thing in the world. So, if you look at the Premier League, the reason why other teams have played is because we play on the late game on Sunday. So, Everton was the big team we were watching on the first day of play, so Saturday, and they lost to Wolves. Brilliant. That was happy for us. Bournemouth were kind of meandering below us, but they beat Watford to mean that they go above us. And Liverpool also drew with Burnley. So the way it goes at the moment, if we win today, we go on 65 points. And obviously, mathematically, if we do win, there's no stopping us getting Champions League qualification. But Crystal Palace, actually, they're already down. So they've got nothing to fight for. But Cardiff, Palace and Huddersfield are all already down. So for today's game against Crystal Palace, then away from home, we've got me Bernd Leno in goal. A little bit of rotation after this Leverkusen game. Bear in mind, it was only 3 days ago. What's the possible fate? We need results elsewhere to go in our favour, but if they do, then a win against Crystal Palace will see us qualify for the Champions League. I don't think it will, Steve. Unless I'm being stupid. If we get 3 points, then 65 now. Anyway, Leno in goal, Bellerin, Mustafi, Regani and Monreal at the back, with Guendouzi and Torreira in the midfield. Mkhitaryan and Hesse are on the attacking midfield positions, and Lacazette and Aubameyang, the strike partnership, which actually has done something throughout the season. And that's 3-0 to Liverpool in the game against Southampton. Get in. You can probably guess when I'm recording this. It's not hard. Saturday, 10-4. Anyway, Crystal Palace are playing a 4-2-3-1 formation with their relegated team, which actually looks like a pretty good team going into the Championship. They have got somebody in goal I've never heard of, but they've got the likes of James Tompkins, Saka, they've got Riedewald at the back as well, with Max Meyer and Luka Milivojevic in the midfield. Townsend, Puncheon and Zaha make up the attacking midfield, with Christian Benteke, the standalone striker, today for the Palace. Right. Let's go and do this. Let's go and qualify for the Champions League. We can't qualify for today, even though everybody thinks that we can, but we can't. If we win this game today, I've said before, if we win this game today, then I reckon we've got a good chance. But bear in mind, though, that Chelsea are the team we have to play next, which is worrying me a little bit. But I do feel like this season would definitely be a failure if we don't qualify for the Champions League. You know, we've done well in the Europa League, but really we do need Champions League qualification to do not to do anything, but to sign the best of the best players. We're going to have a bit of not a rehaul this summer, but there will be a few players going, a few players coming into the club. Of course, we've already agreed a deal with Chelsea to bring in Marcos Alonso for £20 million. But apart from that, that is pretty much all the deals that are done so far. And that's a brilliant early goal, a brilliant header, an assist from Aubameyang in the box to Lacazette to score. Now, I'm fairly sure his 40th goal of the season. Wow. 40 goals for Aubameyang for Lacazette this season. Now, admittedly, I think 15 or 16 of those are in the Europa League. So it's not like he's going to break any records in terms of the Premier League. But 40 goals in a season is fantastic. I mean, you're talking Salah level, aren't you, from last year for Liverpool? And I'll be honest, you haven't noticed sometimes, because as I've said before, there's been so many games, it's the same applies with Aubameyang as well, where they're in games sometimes, they can get a hat-trick so easily, but then other games, they're just non-existent. So hopefully today's one of those days that Lacazette gets a hat-trick. That'd be brilliant. And then I doubt that Palace will score 3, so that means that we'd win, which is all nice. But they could have a chance here, the one-on-one punction. But Bernd Leno, our goalkeeper, I think is going to be secure in that position now. We've obviously agreed to sell Espina already, and I reckon Czech will go in the summer. So we do have Nick Pope as our new substitute goalkeeper, of course, with Bernd Leno as the regular. But Sacco, I keep thinking that's Everton. I keep thinking that Palace are Everton for some reason. They've got very similar colours in terms of today's play, but nonetheless, Giroud has been injured 6 minutes in, so that's definitely going to help us out on the final game against Chelsea. I mean, remember, if we win this match, we don't really have to go and beat Chelsea, just as long as Everton and Bournemouth don't win their games. Yeah, because if they get a point, it's fine. So really, we could do with beating Chelsea, but hopefully the luck's on our side. It pretty much has for me this season when it comes down to final day, you know, permutations and all that sort of stuff. I'll tell you what, that goal took a long while to go in, but it did annoy me when it did go in. But nonetheless, Punchin's just made it 1-1, and yeah, we do need to score now to get into the Champions League. Yeah, they're dominating us though. Let's go on to counter-attacking. Let's see how that changes things. Guendouzi. Lucas Torreira. Torreira, good ball through ball to Lacazette. Can he put it into the box? He can for Aubameyang, and that's easy. Easy stuff. And that's pretty much straight away. We have wiped out Palace, and we are now back ahead in this game at Selhurst Park. So, as I was saying, I don't know if we can beat Chelsea. I feel like we can. But if we beat Chelsea, obviously, and we beat Palace, then we do get Champions League qualification. But with Champions League qualification, I don't quite know who I want to sign it next season. Punchin very nearly gets a goal back for Palace again. They look like in good form. I mean, they've got nothing to lose, really. They've got nothing to play for now. They've been relegated. And I think the players are probably fighting for their lives, you know, trying to show Premier League clubs that they've got something to them. So, fair enough for them for having a go. But we're 2-1 up here at Selhurst Park at half-time, which is really all we could ask for. You know, we're ahead. The players are doing what we've asked of them. And to be fair, after that really bad morale drop and that real sulk after Leverkusen, the players are back to normal. Tremendous match so far, I agree. Let's encourage the players. Give them a good morale boost. Yeah, things are going well. I think that's all right. I mean, the few players have moaned, but whatever. So, let's have a look at the Premier League table this season. Now, I genuinely think it's been quite close. You don't get many seasons where, obviously, it depends on how it finishes. You know, this is the numbers now. There's 13 points between Chelsea in second and Fulham in 10th. That's crazy. That's absolutely bonkers. And United have just thrashed everyone else, to be honest. They've won the league by 11 points, which I hope isn't a theme on this save file. Oh dear, Bellerin's been injured, so we'll bring Lichtsteiner on. For a rare appearance, I have to say, recently. Lichtsteiner's been a little bit neglected on the bench. But I have seen on a lot of saves on this editor file that Man United do win the league a lot. So I do wonder whether Man United are a bit overpowered on this save. I don't quite know. But for this season anyway, Man United have won the league. But for Liverpool and Tottenham, I mean, I remember both of them having a bad start to the season. But for both of them to be out the Champions League places, with Everton and Bournemouth both above them, it's bizarre, to say the least. I mean, actually, Liverpool nor Tottenham might not qualify for Europe altogether, and that's just a big culture shock, which actually probably isn't the best for us next season, because that means that Liverpool and Tottenham are in prime position, while we're playing, you know, it's at least 6 more Champions League games, isn't it? That's going to have an effect on players. They're not going to be playing those, so they've got a good chance of going for the league next year. And it's weird to see United, Chelsea, City and Arsenal in the Champions League. Has that ever happened before? It feels like it might have done, but I don't remember. Well, actually it must have done, because Liverpool have been out of it a few times over the last few seasons. To be fair, it's only really been the last 5 seasons that Tottenham have broke into it, so yeah, I'd say that's happened a few times before. But Regani, back to Leno. Hopefully this isn't us bottling this game, because really it's been quite secure and we haven't really had any complaints after half-time. But Zaha's on the ball. Max Meyer, I keep feeling it's David Meyer, it's really not. Jason Punchin to Toure on the wing, and it's in the box, just over the bar for Palace. And I'll tell you what, if they scored there, then that would be our hope absolutely shattered. It's now in our hands if we win this game, which I like a lot. But yeah, I think we should be alright. As long as we get a point against Chelsea, we pretty much get Champions League, which I'm happy with. Decent free kick, nothing really coming of it though. And the goalkeeper gets straight to it. I don't really want to see this highlight, to be honest. Not bothered. I just want the game to be over, please. Saloff to Meyer. Max Meyer. Jordan Ayew on the ball. Former Villa player into the box for Zaha. Leno gets it. Safe hands. Right, okay, you can stop now. That'll do. Oh, Christ. Hesse on the ball. Hesse, good ball up to Joel Campbell. He's been fouled, but Lacazette's on the ball. He shoots and it's in. Lacazette technically gets the assist from Hesse, and now we're out of sight. That's brilliant to see. Hesse gets an assist. It was a bit of a weird one, though, actually, because Campbell was going to be on the ball. He got tripped up, but Lacazette scored his 41st goal of the season exactly like this. Hesse, nice chip over, but Campbell gets dispossessed. But Lacazette, lovely chip over the goalkeeper. No nonsense there. And Lacazette, if he plays like he did this season, he's going to be an absolute treasure for us next season, because he didn't really get started for 5 or 6 games this season. So if he can be like that straight away, maybe it might be the Harry Kane August effect, I don't quite know. But if he can play that well from the start, then we have a really exciting player on our hands for next season. So, we've got one game left against Chelsea. Just a reminder, if we win that game at Stamford Bridge, we do finish 4th with Champions League qualification. There's always one that has to spoil the party, isn't there? Deary me. Lacazette's got an injury and he's out between 7 weeks and 3 months with a hip injury. And obviously Bellerin's out for quite a while as well after that niggle against Crystal Palace. So he's not going to be playing today, neither is Lacazette. So, Welbeck and Liechtenstein replace the 2 of those. But there's no more change. Actually, we'll put Kolasinac in instead of Monreal. But come on, let's go and beat Chelsea on their own stomping ground. Bit of interesting news before the game that Liverpool manager Arsene Wenger has put James Milner on the transfer list. Now, what do you think, guys? Do you think we ought to go for James Milner? I mean, as a Liverpool fan, I am a massive fan of James Milner. He's possibly, and this might sound so sad, he's probably my favourite Liverpool player at the moment. And I think Liverpool on this game want about 12 million for him. He's 32 years of age. And I feel like we might fancy, and it might be good to get some experience into this squad. You know, in that midfield, obviously there's a lot of options in that midfield, but we could see 1 or 2 of them go in the close season. Oh dear. Mertens takes the lead early for Chelsea, and we're already out of the top 4. But we'll talk about that in just a second. But Milner he can play as left back, which helps. You know, that ticks one box with Monreal. Actually, no, Alonso's coming in, so forget that. But he plays centre mid, and to be fair, I think he can attack, he can defend. I mean, it's just the Milner show, isn't it? But I think it's someone I might sign over the summer. And as I say, Liverpool want about 12 million for him, so we might go for that. But in other news at the moment, because we are losing to Chelsea due to an early Mertens goal, unfortunately, we are not going to qualify for the Champions League at the moment. And if we're not careful, we're not even going to get Europa League football, because I believe this year it might actually just be 5th place that gets that football, because well, Chelsea are in the final of the Europa League, I know that, but if they lose to Leverkusen, much like we did, then that doesn't matter in terms of the qualification for the Europa League. That won't extend down to 6th. But it all depends on the cup competitions, etc., etc. But we could leave today not qualifying for Europe at all, but at the same time, we could possibly qualify for the Champions League. So, it's so big, this game is, and really, we haven't flattered to deceive so far. I disagree with that, but we haven't scored a goal so far. But there haven't been many highlights, to be fair, so far, so I can't really comment. Apart from on the stats, which look pretty good, actually. We've got more possession, a decent amount of shots, but at the end of the day, this second half has to be our best second half of the season. We're losing Lacazette, but, well, just for this game, not permanently, don't worry about that, but we have to show that we can't just rely on Lacazette, because, you know, we've got, well, we're supposed to have 2 other strikers at this club. We've got Welbeck and Aubameyang. Obviously, Campbell leaves at the end of this game. We're going to bring Guendouzi off for Xhaka, because I feel like he's a bit more of a attacking-minded player. He's also, well, Guendouzi was also on a yellow card, so that's one of the reasons why we've took him off. But yeah, let's go for the second half. Let's tell the players to get creative, because, well, we need to win, don't we? Oh, no, we don't. We only need a draw as it stands. But Bournemouth, how are Bournemouth getting on? They're drawing against Palace, and Everton are now losing. So, in fact, we might not need anything. But just for moral reasons, I'd rather go and win this game. Marcus Alonso to Rogani, puts it out. Marcus Alonso, don't do anything to us, you plonker. You're playing for us next season, you tid. But he puts it into Morata, and Morata finds the net. You plonker, Alonso. You're playing for us next season and you've just stopped us potentially getting European qualification. And it might be all your fault. Deary me, Alonso. Shocking. Right, we're still in fourth because, well, basically Bournemouth and Everton are both bottling it. It seems a little bit like us. Everton are losing 1-0 to West Ham. And Crystal Palace are drawing 1-1 with Bournemouth. But it could possibly not go our way because there's still 35 minutes left. I need to tell these players to push forward because we do need 2 goals. Palace are now beating Bournemouth, so they've officially bottled it. And it might just be the case that we all bottle it, so we get the points. So Bournemouth need 2 goals. Everton only need the 1 though, because they've got a better goal difference. We'll have to keep an eye on that, because all we can do here is just pray that we get another goal. We can't really do much about it though. Joel Campbell's going to get his send off as an Arsenal player because Welbeck's doing crap basically. We'll bring him on. Oh god, he's not very good at anyway on the attacking position, so I should have thought that one through before I did it. But oh well, we'll go for it. But we've got 20 minutes left. Can we get 1 goal back? Everton now have got a goal back against West Ham, which means that they'll qualify for the Champions League for the first time since... Well, it was that season that Liverpool won the Champions League, wasn't it? 2005, I think, when they qualified. And basically they couldn't play in the Champions League. And Campbell's got 1 back. What an inspired substitution that was. They couldn't play in the Champions League because Liverpool won it. I think it's something to do with that. But if we get 1 goal back, then we qualify again. We need this goal desperately. But what an inspired substitution it was for Campbell. Joel Campbell, a player who's been out on loan so many years for Arsenal. He's actually left in real life, but because I started this before he left the club in real life, that means he's still there for now. But we need to keep a close eye on this Everton. Pardon me, this Everton match, as well as this our own match, of course. We do need to push forward. And West Ham are now beating Everton. But I feel like a goal here would definitely put us in good stead. And obviously secure that, because then that would mean Everton need to win. Kovacic. This doesn't look good for us. Oh, come on. Bit of intensity, get the ball back. Kovacic for Chelsea. Morata. Moses. Leno saves. Right, we've got just over 5 minutes left here then at Stamford Bridge. We do qualify for the Champions League as it stands. As a bit of a virtue, to be honest, and a good luck charm. But Chelsea nearly made it 3-1 there. Can we get a goal back? Can we get a draw? Can we get a point against Chelsea? Not only for our pride, but maybe just to qualify for the Champions League. Just remember, if Everton get a late goal, we are out of the top 4. Come on. We can't really do anything else now, apart from pray. Right. Oh, come on. We need to get that ball back. Morata. Morata through to Moses. He's 1-on-1 with Leno. Leno saves again, but never mind them getting up. We need to get up. We need to tell the players to go route 1, pump it into the box. We need to make it clear to these lads that we need to win. Well, we need to get a point. So we'll get structured, attacking. Let's see how we get on. But it looks like at the moment we're just going to get it as an amount of luck, to be honest. To the fact that Everton and Bournemouth have both bottled it. They're going to both be gutted at the fact because they've realised that we've lost. And we basically let them in. But I'm not going to jinx anything. Will anything change? We've got 40 seconds left. It's not going to be a Man City Aguero type affair, is it? Surely. Jorginho. Kante. Moses. Kovacic. Regani gets it out. Can we get a late goal? Cahill gets it to Iwobi. Oh, it could have been 1-on-1, but David Luiz stops that. Kepa. Out. Liechtensteiner's on the ball. We're going to lose this game, I think. I don't think we're going to get a late goal, but it all depends what happens at Everton. Can we get to our Everton correspondent? No, we haven't got one today, unfortunately. Torreira, back to Leno, puts it out. A bit of a disappointing end to the season this will be, actually, if we lose the game. But it's full-time here. So if we qualify for the Champions League, I'm angry at the players, because that's not quite right. But have we qualified for the Champions League? Let's have a look. Irresistible Force, we've got an achievement. What on earth's that? I haven't got this achievement before. Your team scored a goal in 30 consecutive competitive matches. Oh, lovely. And we've qualified for the Champions League. Well, well, there you go. And that's how the league finishes this season, which actually doesn't look too far off what I reckon the actual league finish will be. Obviously, with maybe Liverpool and Tottenham a bit further up. But Cardiff, Huddersfield and Palace go down. And coming back up will be Derby. Oh, sorry. It will be... Hold on. It will be Stoke, Swansea, and either Forest, Sheffield Wednesday, Middlesbrough, and Derby. So we finish 4th place. We get back in the Champions League, and our budget is 111 million. Wow. This will be exciting. Well, I'll be back tomorrow, folks, for the start of Season 2. I am really excited now. We've qualified for the Champions League. A bit of luck there, but we deserved a bit of luck. Pray to God that none of our players get injured over the summer. I've really enjoyed this season, folks, but I'll be back tomorrow for the start of the second one. Thank you so much for watching, folks. It'll be my last season on Foot Manager 2018 as well, so come along for the ride. It'll be a short 3-week series, and then we'll be straight into Foot Manager 2019. I am so excited. Thank you guys for watching. I have been TIJ, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.